Yo, windows down, it's Friday. Rudy Campos Jr., Derek Gervin, the sports answer. Let's ride. It's the Friday drive home, San Antonio flow. Rudy and Derek live on YouTube. Here we go, streaming online, podcast wherever you roam. NBA, NFL, Spurs, and hot takes. We on the zone. Powered by Salem, surround San Antonio.
All right, welcome to the Friday Drive. It's Derek Gervin and Rudy Campos Jr. Sports Answer, the Friday Drive. We were off last week, but we needed a whole week off to recover from what happened a few nights ago, Derek. But we are back again. You can follow us on Answer Now TV on YouTube. Again, it's Derek Gervin and Rudy Campos Jr. for the Friday Drive. Derek, how you doing, man?
I am doing fantastic. What a nice Friday.
It's a very good Friday. The best thing about it is we've got Game 5 tomorrow. Knicks and Spurs. Sadly, the best team in the series hasn't really gotten the more wins than the worst team in the series. I'm assuming we're both thinking just right out the bat that Game 5 is going to be a San Antonio victory.
Well, I'm hoping it's going to be a San Antonio victory. Spurs have played well in the series. And then they've had some times in the series where they've kind of went to sleep. It's not been just one guy. It's been, all five on the court. And we know all five have to be in sync. But it's still series. They still have time to win the series. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen tomorrow.
So, we're going to bring up the graphic here for the collapse in Game 4, 29-point collapse that happened in Game 4. Spurs started off red hot, a trend that they've had every single game. They start off hot. They get up to a double-digit lead. They lead for majority of the game. That's not that's nothing new for them because they've done that in the playoffs already. But it's that one part of the game. They go 44 minutes into a game, and it's those last 4 minutes in the fourth quarter that they just, for whatever reason, could we safely say they implode is in those last 4 minutes, and poof, a 29-point lead just went to – it's crazy. The final score, 106-104 or 105-104, was the only time the Knicks led the entire game. Do you think that at the end of that 4 minute, that 4 minute part of every quarter, every fourth, that just spells doom for San Antonio?
Wow. Well, for one thing, we know that we talked about the experience before the series started. And I think a lot of people have forgotten that Mitch Johnson is also a rookie at this. This is his first time. And those guys, a few of those guys on the bench, Corliss Williamson, Rashard Lewis, this is something that's new for them. So we all know about playoffs. If you never played real high-level basketball, I'll say sometimes fans don't grasp the complete situation, I'll say. They don't grasp the whole situation. This is a series of ups and downs. All the playoffs are going to be ebbs and flows. They're going to be ups and downs. At the end of the day, it's the team that can focus mentally and physically. And what I call the last 4 minutes, for me, is the last 4 minutes are when the game's on the line.
Yeah.
And that's something they're going to have to figure out between today and tomorrow. And, we'll talk about it a little more as we go on.
Yeah, and I understand the graphics says 106, 105. The actual score is 107, 106. That's on my part. I put the wrong score in. Happens when you're trying to do a million things at one time. So for everybody commenting on the graphic, apologies there. It is 107, 106 final score. But the last 4 minutes of the game, we're going to just dissect we're just going to dissect really, Game 4. A lot of people have one player in mind, and that's De'Aaron Fox. Victor gets the block, and technically he doesn't really block Brunson right there. Just he attempts the block, doesn't get it. Brunson misses the shot. Ball gets loose. Fox pops it into the backcourt, runs and gets it. Attempts to go for a layup. OG's there to block or foul, because if you look at the video, he did grab the arm. So block or foul, whatever it was called. Nothing was called. Knicks get the ball back. They get across half court, call timeout. Then they set up a play for them. In that moment, because I want to break down those moments in basically every single time here. That moment for Fox as a player, what are you thinking there? Because he wanted to score to put him up 3, but knowing if you know that the time is 13 seconds when you've got that ball in your hand, you pull it back out, you can at least dribble 6 seconds worth of clock off before you get fouled. In that moment, what is the player thinking right there?
Well, every player is different, and we saw exactly what De'Aaron was thinking. And fans have to realize this as well. De'Aaron Fox has been in the league now 7 or 8 years.
Mhm.
He's been one of the fastest players in the league.
Yeah.
So just his momentum going forward, when he got that steal, excuse me, what would you think he would think? When you got the steal, he's expecting to outrun OG Anunoby.
Yeah.
He's done it to people hundreds of times. So it's not like, to me, he explained it. He said if he makes the basket, they're up 3. And the Knicks have to come back and they can hit nothing short of a 3-pointer. And I can understand that kind of thinking. I didn't agree with it at the time, but in real time, we've seen things like this happen before. We even saw it in college, a guy by the name of Chris Webber. So things happen, or players calling timeouts when they don't have timeouts. And it's not just Chris Webber. It's happened to a lot of men and women.
Yeah.
So he just made a bad decision. But I want you to think of this. Even if he dribbles it back out, right?
Yeah.
You foul him. It's still going to be 6, 7, 8 seconds left on the clock, right?
Yeah.
So the Spurs still have to come down and just get one stop. But they still have to get that stop. So that wasn't the end for me. That wasn't the end of the game, okay? People are acting like it was. The end of the game, we'll talk about that in a minute. But I can understand his decision. I didn't agree with it, but I can understand it.
So, yeah, again, after looking at the replay, because I went back and I looked at the game, I saw the entire game in a replay, tried to pick every little thing out that I could just in the second half. They scored 30 points total in the second half. So a lot of stuff other than one play, De'Aaron Fox trying to get to the basket and score. A lot of stuff happened. But before we get into the focal point, the main point, and probably the main reason why the Spurs lost that game, which was the final play of the game, roughly, it's everything in that third and that fourth quarter, the beginning of the fourth, that just spelled demise for San Antonio. Friend of the show, Spurs in Focus, Jeff Garcia, at one point texted me, it's over. Even though the Knicks are coming back, it's over. I said, no, it's not. It's not. Then Josh Hart missed the layup, and he said, definitely over now. On a text message, definitely over now. Hart blew it. I said, no, it's not. It's not. I mean, if you go from games 1 through 3, Derek, this has never been over. Truly, has it ever been over? So no matter what happens, but you set an NBA record for most 3-pointers made in a half. Then you set an NBA record for biggest comeback in NBA history, but you're on the wrong end of that. And Julian Champagny on the Sirius XM show with Eddie Johnson and Termini made a comment. He said that they got away from what was working in the first half. Why would you make an adjustment if what you were doing worked in one half and then you're trying to do something else in the second half?
See, and Champagny just explained the problem, and I hope he understands it. It's not that they switched up. It's that in the first half, Spurs shot 53.8% from 3-point range. And the Knicks shot a very low percentage in the first half, but the Spurs were 53.8, right?
Yeah.
Second half, they go 20.5%. Is that a coaching issue, or is that a false sense of security issue?
It's false because the coach does not attempt a jump shot.
Guys continue. So there's someone on the floor, and it's not just Fox. There are 5 guys on the floor.
Yeah.
Someone has to have the brains to say that we need to slow it down. The coaches can only do so much. You're out there on the floor in real time. Who's the guy that's going to step up and be that leader? It's not always the point guard. It's the one who can stay composed, and figure things out on the fly. And I felt bad to hear, De'Aaron Fox taking all this flack. But I'm going to remind people before we move forward even further that without De'Aaron Fox, the series would be 3-0 New York Knicks. It's amazing that people forgot who hit the winning shot in Game 3.
De'Aaron Fox.
Okay,
Free
that
throw
was
line.
his name. I haven't forgotten it. So
De'Aaron
I'm
Fox.
not going to give up on De'Aaron Fox. He made a decision that cost the team, but guess what? They still live to fight another day. And so the series is not over. You learn from your mistakes. The Spurs have led every game by at least 12 points. So all they really need to do, we don't have to make a mountain out of a molehill. Just finish the deal. Real simple.
Very simple. And Spurs fans out there, I know you're listening. I'm just going to basically say this one time. The only game they won is game 3. That came off of a 2-day rest. It's 2-day rest from here on out. So could that extra day be beneficial? I think it might. I mean, I really think that when Julian said that, it kind of made me think, because I was on the way to the studio when I heard it, and it made me think like, well, are you saying that y'all completely went away from what was working? Or did you mean to say that what was working was not at the time anymore, and we just failed to see it and notice it and change it up?
The game is going to change. We talked about that. I talked to you last night about every 4 minutes. If we could break it down in segments, the game is going to change. It's up and down.
Oh yeah.
So you can't panic every time something goes wrong. I mean, I was upset because this is when I thought that they had the chance to put the Knicks away.
Yeah.
And this is when I felt that things could go awry. And I'm being honest.
Yeah.
At one point, De'Aaron Fox had the ball. And he attempted to drive from the top of the key, and he drove to the left, and he dribbled it off his knee out of bounds.
Yeah.
To me, that was crucial. And I told the people where I were and where I was at the time. And I said, that play right there is big. Because I saw, and I'm be honest, right before that, I saw, you remember Karl Anthony Towns got fouled under the basket? Rudy. It looked like to me the Knicks were at the point that they started realizing we might as well get ready for game 5, and we're going to have problems. It started looking like the Knicks were believing the Spurs were the best team. And then lo and behold, what happens right after that? They jack up 8 3-pointers in a row. And each one of those misses did what? Energized the Knicks, gave them confidence that if they could get on a run, they could make a comeback. Knock off 3 points here, 4 points there. Not trying to win in one possession, but the Spurs build up the Knicks' confidence, and you see what happened after that.
Yeah, I mean, there was at one point 8 3-pointers in a row missed. I mean, I think it was more frustrating just to know you had that kind of first half, and then it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And I'm going to get to coaching in a minute.
Hey, wait, let me say this to you really quick for you. This is when you knew they were feeling really good about themselves. You remember that jumper that Carter Bryant made in the left corner by the bench? From there, when he made that, it was like no matter what they do, no matter who shoots the ball, it's going in. And that's how I think it affected them. And they got a false sense of security.
What it felt like was the rim was the size of the ocean and the ball was the size of a pebble. It was just going to go right in no matter what you did. Before we go to the coaching aspect of this, Spurs in focus again. Jeff Garcia, I'm reading your comment here on the stream. If they lose, basically they lose game 5, will they be looking forward to change? Like, will they be looking to make changes in the off season?
Why? I mean, look. This is a marathon. This is not a sprint.
Yeah.
Mitch Johnson is in his first year. How many coaches? Hey, Jeff, this is me asking you personally. How many coaches do you know went to the championship in their first year? Okay. Did it happen to Eric Spoelstra, any of these others that we're calling the greatest, the Pat Rileys, the Greg Popovich? Did any of them go to the finals in their first season?
No.
Okay, so you don't give up on a team. They won 62 games, and they're in the finals. They beat the OKC Thunder, the defending champions. So, of course, you give them another chance and you come back. I won't say the roster will be the exact same.
I think that's what he's asking.
Your core players have to be the same. Yes.
I think that's what he's asking. Do you see a roster, not an overhaul, but
your core players? No, you keep all your core players and you bring them back. What you do is you figure out what you're going to do with guys like what I would call today marginal players, even though they're veterans, like a Harrison Barnes.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with guys like that? Kelly Olynyk, Biyombo, those guys. If you're going to move them and go for something else and bring in some young guys or some veterans, that I understand. But your core has gotten you this far. So you don't panic in one season. And here's the funniest thing: is the series even over?
No.
Okay, so why are we talking about changes and the series is not even over?
I think actually a lot of people feel that Game 5 is it, and I'm gonna throw it right in there. I have circled Game 5 for New York. The Knicks fans that do listen to the show here, it's circled for you on my calendar because you have to close this series out in Game 5. I I give the Spurs winning the series 15% opportunity to win the series. That's just personally.
15. Ooh.
But if they win Game 5, which I expect them to, that goes to 45% to win this series. I jumps 30% more.
Now, much as I love you, I have to ask: if
Sure.
you only have 15% confidence in them winning Game 5,
Yeah.
then all of a sudden you're going to get super confident in them, where you move up to 45% with them winning Game 6 and 7. It's either, and this is not just you. This is the San Antonio fans.
Yeah.
Either you believe or you don't believe. Which one is it?
Well, if I give him anything above 0%, I've got some.
I'm going to tell you why I don't think the series is over. 3-1. Knicks Spurs, if the game was played tonight, I would say for 100% my feelings, it would be over. With that extra day rest that you mentioned, that gives them chance to clear their heads, get all of that out of their minds, go back and watch the films, and then they'll see that they're not that far behind. They're not far behind as they think. A couple of mistakes that can easily be corrected.
Yeah.
They win Game 5. The pressure goes just as much to the New York Knicks as it does to the San Antonio Spurs, because in Game 6, the Knicks would be expected to close it out at home, and that's pressure. And if they don't close it out, then what happens? We go back to San Antonio for Game 7.
Well, there you go. You explained why I said Game 5 is the must win for the New York Knicks, because, the pressure gets even bigger for New York going back to New York. And the way I look at it, Derek, is this Spurs team has played better in New York in this series. I mean, you're up 29 points in the first half. You're leading the entire game with the exception of the very last part of the game. Game 3, they just fought for 48 minutes. I feel this team has played better in the Garden than they have in the Frost Bank for whatever reason, just in this series.
Okay, then tell me this. And we've seen it every game. So if the Spurs go up 14 again tomorrow, do you expect them to lose? Because I don't.
Tomorrow, no.
Well, all they got to do is maintain their lead. They've had it in every game. So, Jeff, make sure you pay attention. You hear me now. They've had the lead by double figures every game.
Oh, yeah, they have.
That sounds like a team that belongs in the series. That sounds like a team that's only one play or two plays away from turning the series around.
And he's aware of it.
Remember, it was 3. Well, he says he is, but I'm making sure he is. And remember, it was 3-1 Golden State as well, right?
Yeah.
And then something happens, the Draymond situation. I'm just saying a lot of things can happen. And hopefully for the Spurs, they stay positive. When I listen to their interviews, including Mitch Johnson, they still sounded like a team that believed. Would you say that?
Oh, 100%.
So I can't give up on them yet. I think this is going to be a heck of a Game 5 because the Knicks are coming to win.
Yeah.
So the Spurs better make sure they are ready. But I'm going to take the Spurs tomorrow. I believe that extra day is going to pay off for them.
Yeah, and I mean, my prediction is I'm taking San Antonio tomorrow. I mean, I just put it on the Knicks. Like, this is a very big Game 5. You got to win this game because you don't want to give a team like the Spurs any more hope. I mean, they've dominated the Knicks pretty much every game until the very end. That's it. They just can't finish the game. Charles Barkley said at one time, Derek, there's death, taxes, and the Spurs blowing it in the fourth. That was a comment by Chuck. So, I mean, that's something that we are aware of. This team has been dominant against the Knicks. I fully expect them to be dominant tomorrow night. And then again, put pressure on New York in New York. Plus, you got the fan aspect of the game that happened in New York. You don't think some of these guys are going to walk into the Garden with a bigger chip on their shoulder after everything that's happened in New York? I think they want to crush the Knicks at home in the Garden just to prove to everybody, like, You can't throw eggs at me. You can't do this to our bus. You can't do this to fans. That's why I feel like New York, this is your time. You have to win this game.
The main reason I think the Knicks lose tomorrow is because we're going to go to human nature. Okay, 53 years they haven't won a championship.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's all the players, but there's always one. Whatever we're doing, if we're walking down the street to the right, there's always going to be one out of the group. Why are we not going to the left? Right? So these guys, man, I just think tomorrow, if the Knicks lost, what would be their dream scenario, honestly? What would be the dream scenario for a team that hasn't won a championship in 53 years to finish the series where?
Well, it'd be in New York.
Finish in the Madison Square Garden. You haven't won in 53 years. You're looking at Willis Reed, Dave DeBusschere. You're looking at the banners, the Clyde Frazier, all these banners. I'm just saying that scenario would be the ideal finish, right? So sometimes you have a tendency to somebody, one or two guys, to take their foot off the gas pedal.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going to happen tomorrow. Not saying that the series is over tomorrow. I just think the Knicks are going to have a little letdown. And I expect the Spurs to come out and kind of make up for that blunder from the last game, from game 4.
So he had 2 questions, Jeff, again, Spurs in Focus. Let me get to the first one he did, and I'll get the current comment that he's got up on the board now. But first one was, is this the most scrutinized Spurs team in history, in Spurs history? I'm giving you those questions.
Hey, I'm going to say yes, because if we look at it, the other teams all have veterans.
Yeah.
Right? Even going back to Georgia's days and the James Silas days, they always have veterans. So you pretty much knew what to expect from the Spurs, right?
Yeah.
We can even go back to the last few years. You knew what to expect. Now with this new core, you got, what's the average age? 25?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is something new. I believe in the Spurs, man. It's different. But yeah, this is all the questions. And who's asking these questions? These coming from Jeff?
This is Jeff.
Jeff, these are great questions you're asking me, my man.
They all come from Jeff, man. They all come
and I'm loving it.
Yeah, I think it is the most scrutinized Spurs team out there.
By far.
A lot of it. I mean, past Spurs team, all Spurs teams that have won titles have had that massive amount of veteran on them. This is a very young, the second youngest NBA team to make it to an NBA Finals. So, I mean, that already should tell you enough right there. So, yeah, we'll get the next comment from Jeff here in a little bit here. But before I get to it, yeah, to me, it's like this game 5 is super important for New York. To me, this has to be the final game for them. Going back to New York, oh, we want to win it in the Garden, yada, yada. That is just so much pressure that I don't care who you are, man. It can really, really, really play with your mind, play with your emotions. And I think if you give, like I told Jeff the other night after game 3, New York doesn't understand when you give a young team a taste of victory, when you give a shark a taste of blood, it just wants more and more and more. They came out in game 4 with that same feeling, that same taste, like we want this, we can do this. It just so happened the ball didn't bounce the right way at the end. But game 5, if they come out and do the same thing and they keep and maintain that lead, that's a soul crusher right there for the Knicks.
Rudy, they must maintain the lead. First, they must get that big lead. And the main reason they must maintain it is because nobody's really been talking about it. I've heard a few people mention it. Victor played 44 minutes the last game.
Yeah. So
if you go back and look at over all these series that they've played now, and he's used to playing, 28, 29 minutes?
Yeah. Up until OKC, he was up to 30.
Yeah, in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I'm saying over 80.
Regular season.
Yeah. Regular season, he was used to playing 28, 27, 28 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So now it's like they're wearing him out.
Yeah.
He looked fatigued, 44 minutes. And he's playing on both ends. That's why I say the Spurs must win tomorrow, and they must win convincingly so that the starters get a chance to rest.
Yeah.
If they don't win tomorrow, even if they win tomorrow, you hear me? But you have to keep Victor in there in the fourth quarter, and he's playing the entire fourth quarter. Spurs are in trouble.
There's a lot to think about. Lots to think about going into game 5 tomorrow. Again, Spurs versus Knicks. Game 5 tomorrow at the Frost Bank Center, 7:30 p.m. Keys to victory here, Derek, for both teams now. We'll get in. And you know what? Before we get to the keys of the game, I didn't bring up this. 2 things from game 4. Where do you rank? Like, how much of a percentage do you give blame to the coaching staff for game 4, but also that last play, because it involves coaching? OG Anunoby gets to the basket and tips the ball back in for, essentially the Knicks victory. That's all there was. Plus the inbounds play, Dylan Harper being guarded by Cat on the inbounds. You lob it to Stephon Castle when you have a guy that's literally taller than anybody in the building, and you can lob it a little bit higher.
I explained that to someone. They finally seem to get it.
Well, yeah. So I given you 3 scenarios there. Play them out. Coaching right there. How much blame does coaching get on game 4?
A lot. And I started when Mitch didn't call timeout. And the thing is, this is not Mitch's first time not calling timeout at a crucial time.
Portland game 1.
Yeah, you can't let in playoffs, you can't let teams go on 13, 15, 0 runs after you went on a 15-0 run or 20-3 run. What's the purpose? So you got to know how to basically stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
And sometimes that only takes a timeout. It might not even have to be a full timeout. Give me a 30, give me something, just so I can look at these guys and kind of remind them where we are and how we got here, and to slow down, relax, let the game come to you. And usually when you do that, what happens? You end up being successful, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing, the good thing for the Spurs fans. We've seen that the Spurs can win these games. Now, it just goes back to what I said earlier, just finishing the deal, staying confident in each other, right? Do not panic. Figure out who's going to have the ball at the end of the game. To me, that's the biggest issue. Is it going to be Fox? Is it going to be Harper? Are they going to be going one guy takes the ball here one time, the other guy, they got to fit. Those are the things that matter to me.
Yeah.
As far as finishing games, who's going to have the ball in their hands? And for me, it's not Victor. Some people might say Victor. Victor's disappeared a lot of times in these series. We got to just being honest.
Yeah.
And I'm not just talking about this series. There's times where he's just out there doing the cardio like Rudy Gobert. And so we can't have that tomorrow. We got to have an aggressive Victor. And if Victor comes out aggressive, that's been every game, isn't it? Depends on how Victor starts.
Exactly.
If Victor starts off aggressive, Spurs win game 5. We get ready for game 6. But Victor must start aggressive.
Going back to coaching, a lot of the blame goes back on coaching there. And that comes out to the the play to give the Knicks the lead. You have De'Aaron Fox on the ball. OG's inbounding the ball, gets it to Jalen Brunson. You already have what should have been probably a 3-time defensive player of the year in Victor Wembanyama already going to contest Jalen Brunson. Now, you also brought up a point, and I saw it again the other night when I did watch the replay. Jalen didn't have time to razzle-dazzle and move around and dribble around Victor.
No.
He had to get a shot up. So that contested shot with Victor on you doesn't even make it more difficult. It makes it pretty much maybe 10% going in. I mean, it's a very low percentage of it going in, especially being that far beyond the arc. But you see De'Aaron Fox come into double team, and he made okay, I get a double team, but he just ran towards
it. It was impossible for him to get there. Now, I got to say that the last 2 plays, you talking about coaching, because I love Mitch, man, and I'm been happy with him overall.
Oh, yeah. I mean, great job.
But the last 2 plays, I don't know which was worse, because I told you that to send Fox to the double team. Why? First of all, you got a 7'5" guy guarding a 6'2" guy.
Yeah.
And so you want the perimeter jumper. And Victor almost blocked it. Brunson could barely even see the rim when he shot that ball. It just happened to get a lucky bounce.
Yeah.
But to have Fox in no man's land, that's what I called it out there. When you got a guy just running over there for no reason.
Yeah.
He just ran no matter what was going to happen. Now, this is the problem I had with it. Brunson could have thrown it right back to OG for the open 3.
And he's been knocking.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So Mitch gave him too many options. You don't go send a guy to go double team. And when did De'Aaron Fox become a guy that's going to upset somebody's shot? Are you serious? We're not playing in the AAU or the little club leagues where you got De'Aaron Fox all of a sudden is Rudy Gobert or Akeem Olajuwon.
Yeah.
Him running over there made no sense. You left OG Anunoby, a 6'8" guy who's a proven winner, who's tasted the championship with the Toronto Raptors, 7 for 9 from three in that particular game, 77.7% from three, and you're going to leave him open, and he had 31 points. If anything, you leave a Shamet open or an Alvarado or someone, not the guy that was been killing you all game that kept you in the game in the third quarter. I mean, come on, Mitch. Y'all got to do better.
You leave the guy who could potentially is the NBA Finals MVP if the Knicks win. I mean, yeah, I didn't understand it at the end. You had 7'5" guy guarding him, and he doesn't need help. Not on a jump shot. He doesn't need. If Brunson hits it, you wash your hands, you clap, and say, you know what? He hit it. That's it. That's just one of those shots, man. It just went in. It so happened to go in. All right.
He did hit his lucky one earlier in the game from the right wing. He made that one on Victor. He wasn't going to make two.
No.
So I'm just trying to think how Mitch was thinking, because I already know he made one, Mitch. He got that one earlier, and he did the kiss and all that. He wasn't going to make another one. So it didn't make sense to me. And then on the last play.
I was just going to ask
you. You already know I had to at least say something about it.
I was going to ask you.
First of all, you know they stole that play from the Miami Heat, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Andrew Wiggins got the wide open dunk. So in this situation, you got Josh Hart guarding Castle.
Yeah.
Then they all got scrunched up in the screen and all that. So Victor goes to set the screen, right? So first of all, by Hart being in front of Castle, it made Castle kind of run out wide, right? So even a perfect pass, would it have been straight to the basket, or would he have to catch it a little bit away from the rim and shoot it? Because Castle's a guy that goes up off 2 feet, right?
Yeah.
So first of all, he's not going to have a lot of control in the heat of the battle at the end of the game. You're throwing him a lob. Now you're trusting his touch, right? And then I go back, Derek's thinking, do I want to trust this guy's touch? Because I don't trust it when he's handling the ball. So I'm not probably going to trust it at the end of the game on a lob where he has to catch and shoot. If he can't catch and finish, dunk it, I don't want to run that play. But I got a 7'5" guy who's going to be the face of the league. If I have him coming off the screen, at least I got an opportunity for him to catch. We've seen him with all these one-hand layups, right? They've been amazing, right? So you got a chance for that. You got a chance for him to get to the rim and finish, to dunk. Or you got the biggest chance for him to do what? Get fouled when a Mitch Robinson or OG or Towns tries to cut off his path to the basket. So you're taking away 3 options. And that's what bothered me the most out of the entire game.
Every lob that he's gotten he's either made or he's been fouled because they just will not allow him to catch that ball.
Because you're not going to let him run directly to the rim. So you're going to try to put some forearm or body on him. And what's the odds going to happen at the end of the game when you do that to the guy that's possibly the face of the league? Foul if he can't finish.
Yeah. That's the part that I'm like, I couldn't understand it. And I've even seen comments, Dylan Harper didn't do anything. He inbounds the ball. Cat's on Harper. So that's already hyped already. But then it goes back to what you said. If Cat's not guarding Victor, that's kind of already a mismatch for anybody guarding Victor. So why not put it in Victor's hands as a lob? That's the most crazy and absurd thing.
And then Harper had those 2 fans guarding to his left as well.
Oh, I know.
That Carl Anthony called over.
Hey, so how is it if those fans are that close to you? I mean, wouldn't you kind of move the ball that way, and isn't it fan interference?
He act like he didn't even see them, and he might not have. Remember, we talking about a rookie inbounding the ball.
Yeah. He's
thinking about making the perfect pass. It had to be the perfect pass. I don't even think he saw those 2 guys come over there on his left shoulder, man. It was funny to me, so I got to give a shout-out to Carl Anthony Towns for making a slick move, and the refs allowing it.
Yeah, shout out, man. That's the end of the game. The Spurs just had tough luck. Coaching played a major part in it. Going into game 5, before we go to our commercial break there, going into game 5, keys of the game here. If you're San Antonio, obviously the keys are you want to play for 48 minutes. That's got to be number one on everybody's list. That's got to be on their board in the locker room. Play for 48 minutes, hold that lead, make sure that we are not giving up these 13-0 runs. If and it's not only that, it's coaching. Coaching has to coach for 48 minutes too. Mitch has to make the absolute best decisions when it comes to taking timeouts, when it comes to rotation, everything. Play if you need to play Harrison Barnes a few minutes. I mean, you got to give him some runs somewhere in there. But what do you got for your keys to the victory here?
Well, for one, is don't become hesitant. Continue to shoot the ball. That's Champagnie, all those guys. Continue to shoot the ball.
Yeah.
And I've mentioned Harrison Barnes as well. And I mentioned him after game 1, possibly playing. But here's the thing. I wouldn't even have to mention Harrison Barnes. And I'm going to say this because I met the young man 2 years ago, and I told you at a bowling event.
Yeah.
If we were getting something, I got to take my friend off the milk cart, and I love him to death. Where is Keldon Johnson, the 6th man of the year? Does anyone realize he's averaging 3.75 points a game right now?
If they followed it, yeah.
So if Keldon was even being half the guy he was during the regular season, we wouldn't be calling for Harrison Barnes or anyone else, because you know what? The Spurs will be up 3-1 already.
Probably sweep.
I'm just saying, we got to show up, Keldon. It's time for you to show up, my man. The players are dependent on you.
So we got players that got to step up. We got them playing 48 minutes. The coaching staff, you've got to coach for 48 minutes. It's all hands on deck. They've got to make sure that every player is ready to go. And as of right now, I think Luke Cornett is questionable for tomorrow. I didn't see what the injury was, but
can I say something about that? And sure. I like Luke as well. And I told you I thought he was a great addition when he came here from Boston.
Sure.
But in this series, I would have been playing Harrison Barnes. And I'm not saying it's too late, but I'm saying from the beginning of the series, I replaced Harrison Barnes. I put him in Luke's place because Luke doesn't match up well in this series. He matched up well with Hardenstein and Chet.
Yeah.
He doesn't match up very well in this series, and that's another thing in the coaching that's been an issue for me. Harrison Barnes, I would have Harrison guarding Karl Anthony sometime on the perimeter.
Yeah.
A guy that's a proven winner. A guy's also kind of strong. And what are the Spurs really missing? Who's the Spurs right now? Who's their toughness out on the floor? Yeah, okay, that's my point. So you're missing a guy. Okay, I'll go back to this then. When Victor pushed Brunson by the neck, right?
Yeah.
What would have happened if someone else like a Draymond Green was out there?
Probably kicked to the nether regions.
Oh, something was going to happen, right? Yeah. So you got to have somebody out there that's going to set the tone, okay? Yeah. And I'm not saying Harrison Barnes being dirty, but Harrison Barnes is strong as an ox. And at some point, you got to have a guy like that lean on Mitch Robinson, lean on Cat, and let him know that we're here and we have a tough presence as well. I think that's why the Knicks have been so physical. If you really look at it, who's the Spurs' tough guy? When things get tough, who's going to be the guy to step up? The Knicks even have, Josh Hart. If nothing else, Hart is going to try to go at you. He was upset when Brunson got pushed in the neck, right?
Yeah.
But who else is going to be that guy? And for the Spurs, we need Harrison Barnes. You got to at least give him a chance. The guy has won a championship. They had a chance to beat Golden State, remember?
Yeah.
His last year with Sacramento. He missed the three-pointer from the corner, okay? But at that time, wasn't he a starter?
Yep.
Okay, so he's had playoff experience, right?
And big game experience.
You got to have a guy like him on the floor, even if it's for 5 minutes, instead of wasting time with Cornett. I like Cornett, but in this series, Cornett does not fit.
Yeah, and it's not a bad thing when we say Cornett's being exposed. It's just it's kind of like what I said people about Keldon Johnson when he struggled against a Portland it's the matchup. He just doesn't match up well with certain teams, and you saw it. Go to the regular season. He only scored 3 points, and I think he had 17 in one game, but the other one are 3 points. Playoff wise, it's 3-3-7-2. So it's like, okay, what? I mean, you see already the history he has with the Knicks. He's not scoring. He's not doing very well.
3.372.
That is his
So
playoff.
he's
That's his
averaging.
finals.
So he's averaging the same as Keldon.
No, I'm saying that Keldon is. That's Keldon.
Oh, Kel. Okay, I thought you were talking about Cornette. I'm like, damn, what a coincidence. Okay.
No. I'm talking Keldon's matchup for.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, the matchup for Keldon is not good. It's terrible.
And you know, Rudy, I'm gonna say this. This is the problem in this series with Keldon. Okay.
Yeah.
Keldon is used to when he gets to the basket. I told you he's got that Adrian Dantley body.
Yeah.
And for the young people, I'm talking about girth, just strong. And in this series, he's gotten to the bucket, right? But fatigue, he hasn't been able to finish. It's like he doesn't have a lot of lift.
Yeah.
Now the problem comes when he misses and then gets his offensive rebound. He won't kick it back out. And that's what has hurt him in this series. I think he could play in this series, but he has to play smarter.
Yeah.
It's like he's trying too hard. He's hearing what people are saying about him averaging 3 points. Who would know better than him? And so it's like he's trying to overcompensate. Does that make sense?
A lot.
So he could play in this series. I wouldn't want to give up on him. And the reason I wouldn't is because guys like him, you've seen them make things happen during the course of a season, right?
Oh,
and usually what happens when you give up on guys,
they're gone.
Yeah. So when you stay positive with guys, they end up hitting a big shot, getting a big rebound, a big defensive play. You just continue to believe in them, and they're going to make something good happen. And I believe you continue to play him. But I still say Harrison Barnes should also get a piece of the wealth.
Yeah. Well, but Luke Cornette is actually injured a little bit and maybe not misses time, but maybe he can only play limited minutes in tomorrow's game. You may get a good dose of Harrison Barnes.
Sohan played 5 minutes, didn't he?
Well, they didn't have any option. Karl-Anthony Towns at 2,000.
You got Huck Porty. You got other guys.
He got time. Yeah. He got time too.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be a fun game 5 tomorrow. It's gonna be San Antonio Spurs Knicks tomorrow. Game 5, 7:30. The NBA Finals. We both have the Spurs winning. Again, I said for me, the Knicks. This is that game for them that they've got to get because you don't want to give the Spurs team any more confident than what they could be after Game 5 win. They don't want to go back to New York and say, "Oh, we want to win in front of our Knicks crowd," because there's no guarantee they will. I felt San Antonio's played way better in the Garden than the Knicks have. So you're kind of at a standstill for the Knicks. You kind of either get it done now or you face the possibility of Game 7 in San Antonio.
Did you see the Jalen Brunson interview?
I did not. I did not.
They asked him what did he think about the series and them being up 3-1 and going back to San Antonio and all that stuff. And he was already shaking his head when the guy started asking questions. 0-0. That was his answer.
Yeah.
It's 0-0. And he didn't say another word.
Well, we need to say a word from our sponsor, Salem Surround here. It's Derek Gurn, Rudy Campos Jr. On the way back, we're going to kick it off with Spurs Cheeseman. We got a little Cheeseman to talk to you about. And after Cheeseman, we didn't get a chance to talk about Myles Garrett, the newest Ram that just made my Super Bowl pick look even better. Derek, you're sighing because I know you want the Bills to win. I know you want the Bills. But hey, would you be okay if I said that the Bills are number 2 in the power ranking right now? We're going to get into that in the second half here. It's Derek Gervin, Rudy Campos Jr. Here's our word from Salem Surround.
Looking for the inside track on the silver and black? From deep dive analysis to breaking news on Wemby and the squad, get it all at Spurs in Focus. Join veteran beat writer Jeff Garcia for the ultimate one-stop spot for all things San Antonio Spurs. Subscribe now at spursinfocus.substack.com.
Billboards, gas stations, gyms, grocery stores, and more.
Salem Media puts your brand in front of San Antonio wherever life takes them.
Call 210-526-3626. Call 210-526-3626 and get noticed.
You know your business inside and out, but does your community? With Salem Media's podcast and video production services, you can share your expertise and connect with customers on their commute or wherever they listen. We handle production and distribution, so your content reaches the right ears on multiple podcast platforms. Stop letting competitors own the conversation. Call Salem Media today and ask about our local business podcast packages. Call Chris at 210-526-3631. 210-526-3631.
So, like, I hear about the Spurs, this y Spurs that, y como que esto y esta. Pero I never hear about the real Spurs chisme. Nine, por favor.
All right, welcome back to the Friday Drive here on the Sports Answer. Answer Now TV. Hit that subscribe button so you can catch myself and Derek Gervin every single Friday on the Friday Drive. That was the Spurs Cheeseman. Got you guys ready for Game 5 tomorrow. We kind of got you. We got you the Kleenex box so that way you can wipe the tears away from Game 4.
Sorry about that.
Oh no, you're good. You can wipe the tears away from Game 4. Tomorrow's a new day, and it's going to be a great day. It's going to be Spurs Knicks Game 5, 7:30 Cheeseman time now. What a perfect cheeseman to get into because Spurs have been on the road. I don't really care about the games. I care about what happened after the game. After Game 3, pandemonium, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. I mean, you saw what happened. Now, for granted, some of the guys that got beat up were streamers. Just they wanted to cause an issue to get views and likes on their stream. And they were just wearing Spurs jerseys to do it. But then you had actual Spurs fans get beat up. I'm going to use the word. They got assaulted. I mean, it was just horrible display. Game 4 happens. You kind of see a little bit of the same thing by the crowd. You know, they're breaking the taxi windshields and they're beating up people left and right still. But in Game 4, at the end of Game 4, they did something more despicable. And that is they traveled to the hotel of the San Antonio Spurs. First off, both nights, they kicked the hell out of the team bus. They were, vandalizing the team bus. But after Game 4, really just getting after the team. Victor comes off the bus. Egg thrown at Victor. I don't think one hit him. One hit the sign next to him and it splattered. But the reaction from the crowd in New York, it's very terrible. It's very disgusting. I didn't agree with it. I don't think any fan base should ever act like that. But I also want to give caution. I did say a few times this week on a couple of Spurs and Focuses, I hate to say it, but I don't know if San Antonio fans are going to be the same way with Knicks fans now. In the years and the days of every action deserves a reaction from what we see, are you expecting Spurs fans to give the same treatment to Knicks fans, whether they win or lose in San Antonio?
The true Spurs fans, no. But on the other side of that, and this is not just now, this is, for me, this is a very touchy situation, a very serious situation.
Yeah.
It's not just the Knicks fans, it's fans all over the country. This is animalistic behavior.
Yeah.
And it's not just happening with the Knicks. All they're doing is bringing it out publicly. Mm-hmm. It's going on all around the country. And so people have to make better decisions, man. Even here in San Antonio, the city that I love, been here now since 1982. The last 5-10 years, it's like I don't know San Antonio anymore. People are violent for no reason. We lost a young man a few weeks ago, fell off a car over on the Southeast Military, Southwest, I believe Southeast Military.
Yeah.
Young man falls off a car and dies, right? So the Spurs play the next night, the next game, a couple nights later. What are the people out there doing again?
Same
out
thing.
there on top of the cars again, out there drunk, high, whatever they are.
Yeah.
Just looking for attention, that 1 minute of fame. But here's the thing, sadly, a young man got the 1 minute of fame, it cost him his life.
Yeah.
And his family will never be the same. And so I'm looking at this behavior, man. I'm like, what's really going on? The Knicks fans, absolutely deplorable behavior. And I'm looking at it. These are people that are masquerading as basketball fans. They're thugs.
Yeah.
They're cowards. Masquerading as basketball fans. And so people, you have to figure out the difference. I don't like being around people that like trouble, Rudy. You understand that? I don't care if it's basketball. I don't care. We're talking about respect. You throw an egg at someone, and that I call that cowardly behavior. You hear me? Because if you throw an egg at me, when I come at you, I'm coming full force. And and the people that usually throw the eggs, what do after they throw them?
They run.
They cowards.
Yeah, they run.
So tomorrow, San Antonio, let's get back to being the San Antonio that we all have become accustomed to. Good behavior. Win or lose. This is only a basketball game. It's something to do. I do not want to see sports become where it's getting threatened to be ended because people don't know how to behave. And it's always that few that want to ruin it for the others that are trying to do the right things, that are trying to enjoy their lives.
From a guy that coaches youth basketball, he works with kids, he works with a lot of people. That's the reason why I asked you about that, because I wanted you to give that message to everybody out there. I mean, when we were winning titles back in the day, you would only celebrate when we won the title. We weren't celebrating after every single win. We weren't doing this and that every single win in the playoffs. It's a little different now, and it's a little more dangerous.
And not to interrupt you, I'm sorry, but Rudy, tearing up stuff, that's not having fun. You hear me? In Detroit, I told you we got the night before Halloween, Devil's Night, they call it, right?
Yeah.
Shamai, you're familiar with it. So you go out and you tear up stuff. You know how many Devil's Night I participated in my 18 years in Detroit? 0.
Yeah, I would have said 0.
I'm not going out there trying to destroy somebody's home. I got better things to do. And I care about my city. I care about this city. I want to see a good basketball game tomorrow night. And that should be the only conversation. Either the Spurs won and they're being celebrated, or the Knicks won. And we're still going to give them their love for being the NBA champions if they were to finish tomorrow. We do not want to end with violence. You get yourself a record. You're gonna go to jail over some guys that are playing a basketball game, and now you've got a record, making your life harder. Let's be smart about this tomorrow. Let's enjoy the game. Go Spurs.
Spurs fans, like I mentioned before, as much as I feel like there might be some type of retaliation for what Knicks fans did to the Spurs and to what they did to Spurs fans in New York, again, we beg you and plead with you, don't do anything dumb. Don't do anything stupid. If you're going to celebrate the Spurs way. Stay classy, be classy about it. Just let it be. We understand what happened in New York. Don't let that follow anyone down to San Antonio as well. So just be the classy city that you are. I've lived here my entire life, with the exception of the 2 years I lived in Ohio for work. I've lived here my entire life. Derek's been here since '82 is what he said. Again, we love our city. We know you love your city. So just celebrate the Spurs way, regardless of what happens, no matter what. Speaking of celebrations, Derek, we're gonna go away from basketball a little bit. We're gonna end the show on some NFL talk because we were off a week. And yeah, you know where I'm going with this. So I've already booked my flight, and I booked Coach Gio, who's also a former sidekick of ours. I booked his flight for us to go for the Los Angeles parade that's about to happen, because Myles Garrett was traded. Now, don't forget, Trent McDuffie was traded they needed a cornerback. They got 2, one of them being Trent McDuffie. Now Myles Garrett is a Los Angeles Ram. And that started to send a little spark, because I remember in our group text, I said, wouldn't it be funny if Mr. Old 99 Aaron Donald decided, I think I want to come out of retirement? And a couple of days later, we saw the tweet come out, I'm staying ready and I'm staying in shape. Myles Garrett to the Rams, that just so happened to just put them catapult over every else.
I thought Goodell would pull a
David Stern say no.
Yeah. No Chris Paul. Yeah. I do say I like the Rams, though. And, I like them. I just, I have special feelings for those Detroit Lions and those Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
But when I saw they were getting Myles Garrett, I didn't literally cry, but I cried inside, because I was like, oh, my goodness. You look at the roster they had last year, and then you add possible top 5, 10 defender all time.
All time.
To me, he's already up there. And so is Aaron Donald.
And if he comes back,
Aaron, please don't come back. Just go enjoy yourself. Keep lifting weights, enjoying your retirement, my man. If you come back, to me, that's not fair. I know the games have to still be played, but we would be going way back for me to the Chicago Bears. We're talking 85 Bears,
the
Pittsburgh Steelers, the
Doomsday defense.
and you know the Steelers, Steel Curtain. With those two just alone, that's like having Shaq and Kareem or Elijah. I'm just saying that would be crazy. But on the other side, I do want to see it happen because I believe records are meant to be broken. And with that team, they might be the closest thing that could threaten that Miami Dolphins 14-0 record.
Yeah.
So it would be interesting to see.
I don't know if in these days we'll ever see another undefeated NFL season.
Wait, no, let me say it again. What are we talking with Miles and Aaron Donald?
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I don't know if we'll ever see it. I don't know if I'll see it in my lifetime.
What quarterback? I mean, think about the quarterback.
But you got to have Stafford you got to have him not injured though.
Just think what I'm saying. Okay, so you got Joe Burrow, right?
Oh God.
Who has a history of injuries. Okay, I'm just putting it out there.
I got a funny statement. Go ahead.
You got Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, right? Patrick's not as fast as he was 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah. And then you got those two guys chasing you, man.
I guarantee you, Derek, this would be the most that we've ever seen any team play shotgun against just the Rams. Every team would be in shotgun formation, and that is it.
And guess what that would lead to for the NFL? The beginning of load management.
Oh, geez.
I'm not playing today, coach.
Hey, Patrick's coming off of a major ACL tear, so if I don't think he's going to be ready for the NFL season, but if they so happen to meet the Rams, he probably would sit out anyway. Because
do you remember how people were talking about Jadeveon Clowney when he came out?
Yeah.
How they were anointing him?
Yeah.
Okay, so he still had a really good career, right? And still was playing. You know, he's had a good career, right?
Yeah.
Now we talk about these two. You talk about not just headed to the Hall of Fame, right? But their busts are going to be like, there's levels to this. They say, right? So just having those two guys on your team, it's hard to go wrong if you put on your GM hat, isn't it?
It's very hard to go wrong. And I'm going to throw this out there on an offseason move to get away from the Myles Garrett. Recently, we saw A.J. Brown finally get dealt to the Patriots. Now, I'm gonna just say the whole Vrabel and Rossini thing, I'm gonna throw it out the window. I don't really want to talk too much about that, as much as I think a lot of people make it seem like it's gonna affect them. Yeah, it may affect them somewhat, but you still got the players on the field from last year's Super Bowl, contending team, the runner-ups. You had a player like A.J. Brown who's just gonna help Drake May continue to get better. That is a missing piece that they really needed at that wide receiver spot. You're basically going from Stephon Diggs as your number one to now A.J. Brown, and he's a true number one. Hurt or help the Patriots that move? Because I still don't have him as the best team in the NFC.
I'm clearing my throat on that one because we're looking at two sides of A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
The one who's a bona fide superstar when he's getting the ball. And then we're looking at the other
Keyshawn Johnson.
AJ.
Give me the damn ball.
Yeah. So we got to deal with that when he's unhappy. He's kind of like Jamar Chase. Aren't they about the same?
Yeah, probably.
They're great guys when they're happy.
Yeah.
CD Lamb, George Pickens, I'm just saying. So when he's happy, he makes them a better team. Do you want to bring that kind of Antonio Brown type stuff possibly to your team when you have another guy who's going to become a bona fide superstar in Drake May? Do you want to bring in the negativity? We've seen how it's basically torn Philadelphia apart. They did get one Super Bowl, but as we look these last couple of years, they seem to be taking steps backwards. And so that would be my biggest question. Which A.J. Brown is he committed to be there through thick and through thin, through good and bad? If we got an A.J. that's committed, then, and I think Mike Vrabel will hold him accountable. So if we get that A.J. Brown, then they're going to be a really, really, really good team.
I don't even have the Patriots. I don't have them better than the Broncos. I have the Bills higher. I have the Ravens higher than the Patriots. I would almost even kick the tires on the Chargers being better than the Patriots this year.
Why you throw the Ravens in there? Man, you guys are killing me with this Ravens stuff every
I
year. Every year.
I did not.
You're worse than me with Buffalo.
Well, no. I'm saying, for a fact, I've been down on the Ravens every year, just about. And I said, in fact, I'm sorry. I called it a year early when I said Harbaugh should be fired. And then he goes the next year after.
The Atlanta Falcons are going to win the Super Bowl before the Ravens win their next one.
No, Ravens aren't going to win a Super Bowl. I just have them better than the Patriots.
So you think the Patriots were a fluke? See, I think the Indiana Colts were a fluke.
Oh, God.
I don't think the Patriots were a fluke.
I think Daniel Jones made the Colts better, but that was a fluke job. But then again, if you don't lose Bo Nix in that game, I think the Broncos beat the Patriots to get to the Super Bowl.
I would have, for me, the Patriots are in my top 5 without question going into the new season, without a doubt.
That's funny because I think I only have one NFC team in my top 5.
I believe Mike Vrabel's going to get them where they belong. Do you believe in Drake May?
Yeah.
They're going to continue to put good pieces around them, and then they weren't a bad team defensively.
No, they weren't.
They're only going to get better, and then they're young, kind of San Antonio Spurs. They got a Harper or Drake May. They got Dylan Harper as their quarterback. They're only going to continue to get better. I see really good things. I'm going to call them a contender this season.
We'll see. Let's see where the power rankings go on the contender side here.
Now you got to remember this, though. You do have to give your friend over here some credit. We made these picks last season before the season started. Who did I pick?
You picked, you had Buffalo, but you also picked Seattle.
Seattle, and I want to say Supersonics so bad because they come.
We will
back.
in time. We will say the Supersonics in time.
Look, I'm like, so no, I think it's going to be great. But I'm with you as well on Denver. With Sean Payton having another year, with Bo, I think it's going to be interesting this season. But it's going to be only like 5 teams that I would put in there, and surprisingly, I'm going to tell you one of the 5 right now. If I told you Chicago Bears,
I'd probably say no.
I like that quarterback. I don't like him trying to steal my brother's name, but Caleb Williams got better. He had a pretty good year last year. I thought he actually had a really, really good year last year, and I think he's going to continue to build on that.
He had a great year last year. I will give him credit for all the crap that I gave him in my draft analyst. I give him credit because he really had a good year last year. But again, the question that I always posed, was it Caleb or was it Ben Johnson?
Combination of both, because Caleb's the one that has to throw that ball. Ben Johnson's not throwing any Hail Marys.
No, he's not. And you might be surprised that they've got the Bears at 16 going into the season right now, power ranking wise.
16. Well, who are these people making these power rankings, though? None of them ever touched the football.
I'm
tired of that stuff too. These people making these rankings never even touched the ball in their life. All they've done is look at a football on television or in the Academy Sports or somewhere.
They have the Lions 8.
Yeah.
Now they're good.
No, wait.
I'm playing with you.
Because I was gonna say I don't have the Lions that high.
I don't. I mean, the Lions for me, I probably have them around the 11 or 12 range. I think.
Look, man, I'm gonna say this, and I mean it breaks my heart, right? Because I'm looking at, like, even last season, my Detroit Tigers had a season, lo and behold, a fantastic year, right?
Yeah.
And then when my expectations go up, what happens this year? Right now, we're sitting at the bottom of the standings.
Yeah.
So I'm tired of getting my feelings. I'm getting getting my heart broken.
Well, look, this is from the 4-letter network. So obviously ESPN. This is their pre-season, like, it's basically their preseason odds on winning a Super Bowl.
Rams first.
Rams are first. This is the odds of winning Super Bowls, like who they have ranked to win the Super Bowl, basically. They got Rams. They got the Bills at 2. And I like that because they did make a lot of changes on the defensive side. Got a new coach. Brian Daboll's there. He's going to be able to help with Josh Allen. They got DJ Moore. They finally got him a really good receiver to work with. So I can understand the Bills there. After that, Ravens 3, Seahawks 49ers to round out the top 5.
No Chiefs.
Well, Mahomes, he's injured. He's not
Wow.
coming back. He won't be back. I don't know when he's going to come back, to be honest. I have to look that up. But right now, if you want to talk the Chiefs, they have the Chiefs at 9.
So that means they think he's coming back
At some
at
point.
some point in the season.
But, I mean, little too late. I mean, you've got the Broncos, you got the Chargers in that division. If they get off to fast starts, it's going to be kind of tough for Kansas City to make up ground. And, you know, surprisingly, I mean, they have Green Bay and Detroit in the top 10 over the Bears, who were at 16.
Now, what's that guy that's quarterback in the Chargers? What's his name?
Justin Herbert.
Yeah, no. Okay. So I'm going to switch for a second. You got 2 guys.
Mhm.
I'm going to say 3. I'm going to throw Lamar in there. 3 guys this year is going to tell a lot about their careers, right?
Yeah.
Justin Herbert, Lamar,
Josh. Allen.
Yeah, I have to. I hate to say it, but I have to. You know, I had to get. He's my guy, but I'm putting it out there. Josh, it's time to deliver. No, because look, Josh right now is looked at as Aaron Rodgers was 8, 9, 10 years ago. Am I wrong?
No.
In his MVP years.
Yeah.
It's time to deliver. They've given you people now. They even brought in running back. They got receivers. They've brought in people, and every year it seems they seem to come up short. Kind of starting to remind me of the Buffalo Bills back in the Jim Kelly days. So it's time this year for Josh. We've MVP, current MVP, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the year that's going to decide his legacy. We all know he's Hall of Fame, but is he going to be, when they talk about levels, is he going to be on the top tier of the Hall of Fame, or is he going to be one of the, still a Hall of Famer, but there's certain guys we talk about at the top, the supreme. So this is going to tell a lot for those 3 guys, and that includes Justin Herbert.
I'm going to give you a team here that I'm kind of like, I don't understand why they're this low, but just quick hand, they have the Patriots at 14. It comes to odds and the rankings on the odds. So even they kind of feel like, well, they're good. Maybe last year was a fluke. I don't know, but they don't have them very high. The Houston Texans, they have at 13. And I think they should be a lot higher than that.
Higher as in going towards number 1, or higher as in going towards number 32?
No, higher going towards number 1.
But there you go. Oh, man. It's
At 13.
killing me with these Texans. Boy, I tell you.
I'm not saying they're 1. I'm not saying they're 5.
Why do you believe? I don't believe in the Texans at all.
Defense is stout. I mean, they got a defense.
CJ's already maxed out.
CJ is maxed out, and that's the problem is you get CJ maxed out, but you don't need.
I'm not talking about maxed out salary. I'm talking about in his play.
No, a performance.
Yeah,
performance.
man.
But I'm saying CJ as is, I don't need you to improve X, Y, Z. You've already got down X, Y, Z. I just need you to be consistent. But again, another team that has been hampered by injuries, Derek.
Wait, who knocked out? Who knocked that team, the Texans, out this past year in the playoffs?
I got to go on my think bank.
Was it the
up here, man.
Bears?
No, it's 2 different conferences.
Okay, conferences. I'm trying to think. Who knocked them out?
I can't.
Because the reason I brought them up, 2 different conferences, right? But the reason I brought them up is because those 2 remind me of the same kind of teams, honestly.
Okay.
I like the Bears, right? But when we talking Super Bowl, I'm not liking the Bears that much.
Well, yeah, I don't take them to win the Super Bowl.
I don't believe in them. I'm tired of these teams that every year, you know, they just going to get there.
Yeah.
And then they're going to be out. Kind of like these teams that's in the 7 through 10 in the NBA.
Yeah.
I don't have faith in those teams.
Well, this is what bothers me. This is why I'm bothered just by this. I don't have them making the Super Bowl. I mean, I think they have a potential, but they're not going to represent the AFC Super Bowl because they have the Bengals over them.
Texans.
They have the Cowboys over them. They have the Eagles over them.
Keep going.
I mean, that's those 3 teams alone.
So do I.
I would not put the Bengals over the Texans. You lost Trey Hendrickson. You don't have anybody.
Come on,
there.
man. I'm putting the Cowboys.
Oh God, the Cowboys are way too high, Derek.
I just don't believe in the Texans. I believed in them when Stroud was a rookie. After that, I've seen it's okay. You remember when Kyler Murray first came in?
Yeah.
Everybody had all these high expectations.
Graduated kindergarten.
The only problem was his height, right?
Yeah.
So we got a guy great possibly be next Drew Brees, this and that. That's I'm just saying. That's how I feel about the Texans. They're a good team, but at no point would I lose sleep over DeMeco Ryans and his Houston Texans. Not yet. I just don't believe in them.
I'm glad we have Texan fans that listen to us. I know for a fact they do. So I'm gonna get those DMs pretty soon here from the Texan fans. I other than that, you've heard a lot of the teams that are coming up. Let's do this. You give me your Super Bowl pick right now. We're gonna have Shemaiah cut it because we got to save these here. We're gonna do our annual NFL picks because we do them before anything even starts. I, of course, am going again with the Rams to win the Super Bowl. But I also need your Super Bowl prediction. 2 teams. Who represents each conference?
Sometimes I get these conferences confused. Who's in the national? But here's the thing. Seattle won last year, right?
No Kenneth Walker and no Kubiak. Kubiak's gone. He's a Raider coach now, head coach. We've seen that demise happen with Detroit when they lost their staff.
It's hard for me to tell you 2 right now. I will say clearly I don't see a second team right now after the Rams acquired Myles Garrett. So you have to give me a few days to look at that one because I don't know. I don't see a second. I don't see anybody that's like right there head and shoulders with them with that move. And then they gave him a lot of money, right? I'm gonna tell you how much they believe in him. He's already throwing out the first pitch.
Yeah.
And so they're very, very confident in that team. I have to look over this schedule and look at these teams because right now I will have them head and shoulders above everyone else. They will be my OKC Thunder going into the season.
I'll give you that. For me, Super Bowl, we'll make our Super Bowl matchup picks in a couple of weeks. We'll give it that in a couple of weeks. But for me, picking the actual Super Bowl winner, and again, we always do this asterisk for the thing, considering health, because we're making these picks way before training camp even gets going pretty much. So barring any health injuries, any whatever, mine's going to be the Rams. Again, I picked them last year. If not for Seattle
against who, though?
So if I'm taking a team in the AFC, for right now, I'm taking the Rams to represent the NFC, and I'm taking the Buffalo Bills to represent the AFC.
My man.
I think they've given Josh Allen enough. I think that he's got his number 1 receiver. And I feel the firing of Sean McDermott made a huge difference. And the only reason why I'm taking them is because I have more faith in Josh Allen than I do Bo Nix right now. I would have taken Denver.
Tell me this. Where did Montgomery go when he left the Detroit Lions?
Houston Texans. Now you laugh. You wanted to know where he went. We just talked about him, man.
Yeah, we're going to rehash this. I'm just over here in my head. Look, I'm over here just like, wait a minute. Where did Montgomery go? I'm like, damn, I did bash the Texans. Look, I'm over here. Wait, I did bash the Texans. And then they got my guy from the line.
Let me make sure because I could have swore it was.
I think that is where he went. That's why I was like,
make sure on this, man.
He went to Houston. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If he's there,
I started thinking as you're talking. I'm like, damn, wait a minute, Montgomery. I bashed the Texans.
And that's why I said you don't have to have the. Yeah, David Montgomery.
Yeah, I know he's going to the Texans.
That's why I said you don't need CJ Stroud to go out further and beyond.
The last 5 minutes you've been talking, I'm like, wait a minute. After Montgomery he left the Lions, they kept Jahmyr Gibbs, but Montgomery's going to the Texans. So that makes the Texans a little better right there. I will say that. So yeah, we have to rehash this. Man.
Another reason why I took the Texans too is as way too low as up for me. Their defensive line. They got 3 guys. Will Anderson Jr., stud.
Yeah.
Daniil Hunter, who they got from Minnesota, another stud. And then they also got Sheldon Rankins as well. Those 3 guys on the line, it's going to be super tough to run on them.
2 other potentials. They have potential studs.
Yeah.
So Will is a stud. Yeah.
So it's going to be tough. That's why I think the Texans are getting overlooked this year. And that's why I said I don't need CJ Stroud to be this much
Tell
better.
me this, though. Do you see the Texans somewhat like the Spurs when it comes to experience? Because D'Amico, I like him, but I think there's still some questions. When I watched him in the playoffs, he made some questionable decisions.
Yeah.
And so that's really what holds me back as far as picking the Texans, is wondering how he's going to deal with situations and when it's, in that heat, when the heat is on.
Yeah.
And he would be my biggest question mark, I would say, for the Texans, other than I like CJ. I think CJ Stroud but you and I probably disagree on this. Maybe I think CJ is a mid-tier NFL quarterback.
I do not disagree with you. And that's what I'm saying. I just need him. I don't need him to be top tier. I need him to be mid-tier, but I need him to be consistent. And that's the problem they face. I mean, Nico Collins was out, for majority of the year, not all year. They've got a receiving core of Nico Collins, Tank Dell, Jaden Higgins. They got young receivers that can dominate, any route. Then you bring in David Montgomery, a verified veteran running back who, has the challenges with Chicago, competed in Detroit, had good years in Detroit. Dalton Schultz is your tight end. You've given CJ Stroud all the weapons as long as they can stay healthy. Then you go to the defensive side of the ball. You got a really good defense there. So everything's there for the Texans. But I think what you just said a little while ago, that's the reason why I hold them back, is because we haven't seen this team completely healthy for a whole year. When they're in those close games, does D'Amico Ryans make the right decision? Do they do this? Do they go for it on 4th and 1 when they should have taken the field? There's a lot of different things that we're going to see, and I need to see the Texans grow before I can actually put them in that Spurs category.
And you also said CJ was a mid-tier quarterback.
Yeah.
I can't think of too many mid-tier quarterbacks that won other than that one I picked last season. Sam Darnold.
Joe Flacco?
What year was that they won?
I can't
16? Wasn't that like 10 years ago?
Yeah. I mean, Joe Flacco.
At that time, I had Joe Flacco higher than a lot of people had him.
Yeah, but I didn't have him that high.
He's not exactly Ryan Fitzpatrick or somebody to me. Joe Flacco, to me, was a top-tier quarterback.
I mean, that's, to me,
in his best days, he was a really good quarterback. Did you consider Alex Smith a really good quarterback?
No.
In his prime? You didn't?
I had him at mid.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, the Ravens, for their defense, won that Super Bowl against the Giants when Trent Dilfer.
Okay, what happened this year when
CJ Stroud's better than Trent?
What happened? Where did Flacco go this season? Didn't he go to the Ravens?
Did he? I can't. I've got to look at all these offseasons.
Because Lamar was out, right?
Yeah.
And so I thought they brought in Flacco, but even when he went to the playoff, when he went this year, didn't he win a playoff game? Or was it Pittsburgh? Where did Pittsburgh?
No, he didn't go to Pittsburgh.
Where did he go?
I can't remember offhand. I'm going to be honest.
I thought he went, because they got Rodgers in Pittsburgh. Flacco
he
went
was
somewhere.
In Cleveland for a little while.
But he got picked up and won a playoff game.
Yeah.
So I like him. I don't see CJ being much better than him. And you think CJ's going to get any better?
No. I think if he gets better, it's going to be like, we'll make a Spurs comparison. It's going to be like a Devin Vassell. How he's going to get better, but he's not going to go into superstardom, or he's not going to be, he might be considered for an all-star team or anything like that. He's just going to probably make a little bit of adjustments and get a little bit better. But I don't think you need him to get
game manager.
Yeah. Okay. Brock Purdy. I mean,
I'll take CJ over Brock.
But again, you put a good team around Brock Purdy and you see that they can get to a Super Bowl. They're always a contender.
Yeah.
And that's why I have CJ Stroud in that Brock Purdy range. Like, you just need him to be consistent, game manager, consistent. Don't make too many mistakes. Just allow your team to play and allow your team to develop around you, and you'll be fine. That's where I've got Houston right now.
I can't argue that.
So I've got the Rams. You're going to give me yours in a little while. I said Rams and Buffalo for right now. I like Denver, Derek. I really love Denver. Jalen Waddle is a great pickup for them, but I don't know if I'm going to get injured, Jalen Waddle. I don't know what I saw in Miami. I liked, but coming to Denver, I don't know how it works out. I've got more questions for Denver, and that's why I couldn't take them over Buffalo.
I'm trying to think who would be my spoiler right now. That would probably be Chargers. I would, yeah, going into a season. The team that I usually look at, yeah, that's one of the teams I usually look at to see how strong they're going to be into going into the season.
Yeah,
Because those teams, you already figure they're going to be in the playoffs. It's just how much have they grown.
Yeah.
And that's where I am with Justin Herbert right now. That's why I say this is a pivotal year for him as well. He has to put the pedal to the metal, my man. He has to at least get to that status. Right now, I have him basically at Jared Goff status, not Matthew Stafford.
No.
So
Definitely not Matthew
this year is
Stafford.
going to tell a lot.
Well, he needs to kick down that Phillip Rivers door and then take that next step because I've got him right at that Phillip Rivers. You're putting up all these yards, but
how about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
How about them?
I don't have them. I still don't believe in them.
You don't?
No, man. I mean,
now this is what baffles me with you. I love you to death now. And I told you before the show today, what did I say? Today might be one of the days we disagree the most.
Oh, yeah. And that's perfect.
Now here's the thing. You have all this confidence in CJ Stroud.
Okay.
But
I
you don't have confidence in Lee Majors, not the $6 million man, the $60 million man, Dak Prescott.
I have Dak Prescott higher than CJ Stroud.
But how come you would say that you believe in the Texans, but you don't believe in the Cowboys? Who would you say has the better roster right now?
Texans.
You think so?
Defensively?
Oh, offensively and
shoulders.
defensively.
Offensively, Cowboys have more weapons, but also Cowboys have more head cases on that offensive side.
I think the Cowboys are going to be a surprise this year. They're going to remind people that, see, 2 years ago, I said the Cowboys, all my friends, I got some friends on the east side, right? Yeah. So they're diehards. So I sat out there and we talked about the Cowboys 2 years ago, and they'll tell you if I'm lying. I made my prediction before the season. Cowboys go 12-5, and I wrote it on Facebook as well.
I remember that.
What did they go?
12-5.
Okay. This past year, I didn't have a lot of faith in them. This year, not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl. I'm saying we're looking at a team that's capable of going no less than 11-6 again, 12-5.
Well,
just remember I said it. I'll say it again as we get closer to the season.
All right, we got to get that full prediction on the Cowboys then. I think I have them at a 10, 11 win team. So kind of similar to where you are. You got probably an extra win for them. As far as contending, no, man. I don't have them contending.
So you got them like 10-7, maybe 11-6.
Yeah, right now that's probably what I got them at. They go and get Caleb Downs. Instant, uptick on the defense. They got beat over the top. They've solved that problem with Caleb Downs. But then you're going, he's a rookie. He's going to make rookie mistakes. It takes a little bit of time to get adjusted to the NFL, especially if you're playing safety. It takes a little bit of time because then what do the smart quarterbacks and the smart coaches do? They dunk and dink. So you take Caleb Downs out of the equation. And that's where it's like, okay, how's the adjustment going to be on the Dallas Cowboys side?
Now tell me that. What if Caleb has the IQ since a rookie, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if he, every now and then these Dylan Harper type rookies come along? What if Caleb's that in the NFL?
Can he guard the entire field?
No, but all you can do is your part. You contribute. Everybody out there, all 11 players have a particular job to do, right?
Yeah.
All he has to do is be the best at his job.
Mm-hmm.
And if he does that, that makes them a good team, right?
Yeah.
I think Cowboys are going to surprise a lot of people this year. I've been quiet about it, but I've been looking a little bit. I think they're going to be a pretty good team.
We're going to see. The NFL season is almost upon us.
How quiet is? When last time you heard Jerry this quiet and Steven?
You know what? Honestly, I figured maybe Jerry was out of the country and he's just on vacation.
He probably is on vacation. He's sitting, look. He's sitting up there with a Mai Tai, whatever, and Steven sitting next to him. Guess what? We've got a squad.
But you know, Derek, how many times have I heard Jerry and Steven say we've got a squad going into the season?
That's it. I mean, it's just saying, look at the Knicks, 53 years, but at some time it's going to change, right? The more years you don't win, that puts you closer to finally getting over the hump.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
We'll see, man. We'll see. I know the Cowboys, I've got them at 10, 11 wins at most this season. I'm going to look at the schedule.
What has it been, 30 years since they won their last one?
I was still in high school, I think. Yeah.
Wasn't it 96?
Yeah. I was a junior.
30-year anniversary?
Wasn't it longer?
I thought they won its last championship in let me think. Was it Michael Irvin? When was the last time the Cowboys won?
I thought it was
Bill Parcells.
Wasn't the last one against the Steelers?
I thought it was like 96. Well, we just saying
No.
they're overdue, right?
Yeah, they're way overdue.
And what do teams do every year about the Cowboys? They overlook them.
Well, no, they start off as Super Bowl representatives and champions, and then when the season starts, it goes to maybe next year.
Good, perfect time. Now, let's not get carried away. I didn't say Super Bowl.
They get overlooked, but I think they have the right to be overlooked. Man.
They're flying under the radar this year.
Is that going to be your under the radar team, the Cowboys?
This year, probably. Right now, I would say yes, because I just think a lot of people have given up on Dallas, and I've seen them get better. They're kind of like the Spurs. We've seen them in positions to win, right?
Yeah.
And then they give away games, but they've had opportunities to win those games. So it just comes with maturity, however you want to say it. And then they still have Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
I still believe in Dak, man. I don't know why people don't believe in Dak Prescott. You get Dak the weapons. I believe in Dak Prescott. I have throughout his career, and I believed in him as a rookie. I still believe in him today. You just got to give him the right pieces, and then Jerry has to stop being the center of attention. Let the players reap the benefits. Let them put them in the forefront. That's what I like about Mike Brown.
Yeah.
Mike Brown has a heck of a personality, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he'll say some funny stuff. But at the end of the day, he puts the spotlight back on his guys.
Yeah.
That's what Jerry and Steven have never done all these years. I watched the Cowboys. They want the attention as opposed to giving those players the attention. And I think that makes a difference in the locker room, and I think it makes a difference out on the field.
We'll see. And that's the part that I don't like is Jerry still has to put Jerry's nose into everything and be in front of every single camera. That's why I don't really believe too much in the Cowboys, man. I mean, we'll see. I love Dak. Dak Prescott, I give him credit. I mean, the guy puts up MVP numbers every single year with what he has given, and he's given a lot. CeeDee Lamb is one of the best receivers in the game. George Pickens had a bounce-back year last year. They're going to put up points, but can they put enough up to where they don't give up that lead?
And Pickens is going to be like an animal this year because he's playing with a chip on his shoulder.
Does he even make it the full year? I think he might get dealt.
Nah. Well, he might get dealt, but I see him behaving this year
because
he's got a lot on the table.
Because he's trying to get that money. I
Yeah.
got you. My before we go, my under the radar team is in the same division. It's going to be the Giants again. I mean, their defense, they got loaded on defense. They got a decent head coach. He's okay. He's only won a couple Super Bowls, but he's okay. He's had a lot of success where he goes. But I don't think they're going to win anything this year. But they're a team that's going to probably be better than what they have been. That's my NFC sleeper.
Yeah, I won't say much about Jack. What's his name? Jackson Dart.
Jackson
I
Dart.
won't say much about the Giants.
Is it because of the whole Knicks thing that's going on? I didn't even realize that, man. Other than that, AFC, Derek, I like the Colts. I'm glad they got rid of Anthony Richardson. They're not going to allow him to dictate Daniel Jones. I mean, playing really, really good there. I think they can make some noise. I don't think they're going to do anything, but that's just another team that I kind of look at as like, they could make some noise.
You look at them kind of like you look at the Texans?
No. Texans, I look at the Texans as
better,
pretty much playoffs.
Really?
Colts, I'm like,
didn't the coach suffer like some injuries?
Colts were the best team in that division
I
last
know
year.
they started off
Daniel
like
Jones.
8-2.
Yeah, Daniel Jones went out with an injury.
Yeah, so that I believe in them more than I believe in the Houston Texans.
It's going to be a fun NFL season with Derek and myself here. You're going to be able to catch a lot of NFL talk, especially since we come on Fridays. We're going to get you ready for college football, NFL football. We'll get you ready with some NBA talk as well. We got a whole lot going on. Shout out to Salem Surround, proud sponsor here on the Friday Drive on the Sports Answer, part of Answer Now TV. You guys and girls get ready for Game 5 tomorrow. It is Go Spurs Go, regardless of what happens. Again, celebrate the right way, celebrate the Spurs way. Derek, you got any last words for everybody?
Should be a great game tomorrow. Let's just enjoy it. I'm sending luck to both teams. I'm glad that the Knicks made it down here safely. And I just hope to see another good game. Got to admit, it's been a very exciting series.
Oh, yes.
Both teams have had a chance to win. So tomorrow we come out and we show the city, the country, what the city of San Antonio is about as a people. And then as far as the game, we just come out and enjoy a good game. And I hope tomorrow may the best team win.
Yeah, for sure. May the best team win, which we both say is the San Antonio Spurs. So for Derek Gervin, it's really accomplished. You know, you've been a part of the Sports Drive. Be sure to go to Answer Now TV. Hit that subscribe button so you're not left out in the cold. It's Derek Gervin, Rudy, Sports Drive, Sports Answer, Answer Now TV. Be sure to catch Spurs in Focus as well with Jeff Garcia. We'll see you guys next week.